Big Dash knows what?
Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. They broke the band up. The New York Giants traded Leonard Williams for a 2024 second round pick and a 2025 fifth round pick. And here is my honest opinion of that trade. Congratulations. That was a good trade. That was a good trade. Yes, you broke up the band. Yes, Leonard Williams was starting to come on again. Yes, we all know that was happening, but it's not all about 2023 anymore. When you're 2-6, and things are looking grim, you have to make decisions for the future, and that's exactly what Joe Schoen and the New York Giants did. And they got some pretty good, a pretty good package for Leonard Williams, in my opinion. I think they got a second rounder for Leonard Williams is fantastic, and then a fifth rounder in 2025. That's just a little bit of icing on the cake because we pretty much paid for that second rounder. We ate a lot of that money. I think out of the $10 million that was owed, I think we were still paying about $9 million. Go ahead and check the Carfax on that. Check the numbers. There's something close to that right there. We ate a lot of that money. I think that's why they threw that extra fifth rounder in there in 2025, just because of the money. Another thing we thought was going to happen today, or I should speak for myself and say, I thought that Adoree Jackson was going to get moved. There was some rumors, some grumbling about possibly a player for player trade with the Buffalo Bills. Adoree Jackson for Kaiir Elam. That would have been a fantastic move. Kaiir Elam, younger player, possibly could need a fresh start. Adoree Jackson, quality veteran. On a team that's still a contender. Those are the type of trades that you look for. Obviously it didn't happen. And Adoree Jackson is still a Giant. I'm not upset about it. Now the issue is, he does not have a contract going into next year for the New York Giants. He could end up, just walking away. And obviously when you think about it like that, you're thinking past the 2023 season, you're thinking about the future. And of course you would have loved to get something in return for Adoree Jackson. But again, it is what it is. Adoree Jackson is a Giant. And again, I'm not mad at the end of the day. I'm pretty sure they were trying to make some moves that, there were a lot of rumors. So I'm assuming some of these rumors got to be true. But at the end of the day, again, Adoree Jackson is still a New York Giant. Now, what does this mean for the defensive line, though? Losing Leonard Williams is I'm not going to say devastating, but it's a pretty big hit. It's a pretty big hit. Again, that chemistry that him and Dexter Lawrence had, you can't duplicate that. You can't duplicate that. These guys were friends off and on the field. You can't just duplicate the type of or recreate the type of chemistry that these two guys had. Now, here's the thing. Now, Seattle got Leonard Williams this year. That does not mean that they're going to try to re-sign him next year, or if they can afford to re-sign him. And he could come back to the New York Giants. That's something that you might see. But here's the thing, too. We don't have a lot of cap space. So depending on how much money Leonard Williams is looking for, Leonard Williams might be gone. And he's gone right now. It's not might be. He is gone right now. And it does not look like he's going to be coming back to the New York Giants. But that's just a thought that I had in the back of my mind. Again, you can't replace that type of chemistry, and you can't replace that production. I can't see that type of production being replaced with the roster that we have currently constructed. Now, what I would like to see is young guys start to get the chance. Yes, we have A'Shawn Robinson. Yes, we have Nacho out there. That's a good rotation, but I need to see what Jordan Riley can do again. There was a lot of, not a lot, but a little bit of excitement for Jordan Riley, especially in the training camp in the preseason and earlier, early on. He was doing some things that looked like he would be earning his way into that rotation. Things happened. There was like some type of phantom injury, and then there's a couple healthy scratches, and we really don't know where Jordan Riley is. But hopefully with the movement of Leonard Williams, Jordan Riley can work himself back into that rotation. I think that he has to be one of those guys that you look at least for this season of, how can we help, fill in for Leonard Williams again, because you can't replace him this year. That's not happening. But you can try to work this rotation, going with waves and waves of fresh legs and try to keep that pressure steady, for the rest of the season. But again, it's a big hit for the New York Giants. We're not going to sit here and act like Leonard Williams was some type of bum, even though I didn't talk the best about him. I was waiting for him to reach his potential this year. It was a little bit of a slow start, but once these guys got going, you saw how important Leonard Williams is, to this defense. Again, Wink has his work cut out for him, trying to figure out how you're going to fit these pieces in here so that the defense doesn't miss that big of a step, or that doesn't skip a beat, I should say. But again, another big loss, and shout out to Leonard Williams, man. Once a Giant, always a Giant. I had some good things to say about him. I had some bad things to say about him over the years, but overall, he has been a fantastic Giant. Seems like a fantastic teammate and a fantastic guy on and off the field. So best of luck to you in Seattle. Best of luck, to Seattle too, because we already played them. We lost, so I can wish those guys good luck. They're not playing us anymore, unless something fantastic happens and we see each other again in the playoffs. But I doubt that's going to happen. But again, just some thoughts about Leonard Williams, that loss, and want to, share my thoughts with everybody here. Obviously, the New York Giants have to prepare for the Las Vegas Raiders this week. This is a very winnable game for the New York Giants. Obviously, the news is Daniel Jones is coming back, barring any other setbacks. Tommy DeVito was signed off of the practice squad to the active 53. The New York Giants also picked up Matt Barkley, signed him to the practice squad. I don't know what's going on with that, man. If you don't believe in Tommy DeVito, you should have kept him on the practice squad and signed Matt Barkley to the active 53. That's what I'm thinking. Shout out to Tyrod Taylor. He was released from the hospital finally. I don't know. There's no updates or reports. I didn't hear anything from Brian Daboll outside of that. He was released from the hospital. But to me, that's a head scratcher. If you don't trust Tommy DeVito to throw passes, why would you sign him to the 53? You just keep him on the practice squad. And then if you believe more in Matt Barkley, you just go ahead and sign Matt Barkley to be the backup until Tyrod Taylor can come back, if he can come back. I think the man broke some ribs or broke some type of issues happened. He's not going to be ready. You just go with Matt Barkley, I'm assuming, at this point, because you have to trust somebody more than you trust Tommy DeVito. And you can't sell me that, Tommy DeVito is going to be your guy over Matt Barkley after what you did in that game. I can't buy it. I'm not going to go for it. It is what it is. But again, it's the Las Vegas Raiders. It's looking like a winnable game. If the defense can continue to play that they've been playing, minus Leonard Williams, we'll see what happens with that. But Dexter Lawrence playing lights out. Kayvon Thibodeaux coming off of this last game, lights out. Okereke, McFadden, Banks. These guys are playing lights out right now, and hopefully we can keep that same momentum for the Raiders game. And I will be doing another Raiders preview later, so I can get more into that game. But just wanted to talk briefly about a couple of things, a couple of moves, and what my thoughts are, with the New York Giants doing what they did. Again, I was thinking that Adoree Jackson was going to be moving too. I also thought McKinney was a possibility as well. Neither one of those guys were moved. It is what it is. I just thought that, if there was anybody with any kind of trade value left, it was going to be either McKinney or Adoree Jackson. Again, these guys are still Giants for the 2023 season. Both of these guys do not have contracts going to 2024. So when you take that risk, hopefully you can get one of these guys signed back, most likely McKinney. But how much money is McKinney really going to ask for? We don't know. First part or early on in the season, not the strongest showing. The past couple weeks, he's been making plays, looking like that guy that we all expected him to look like when we drafted him. So a lot of questions. What does this mean for the New York Giants? To me, Joe Schoen has just pretty much said that, it's about 2024. 2023, we're going to try to stay afloat, try to win some games possibly. But he's trying to see what he's going to do or put himself in position, whether it be the draft or anything like that. He's trying to get as many, what's the word that I'm looking for? I forgot. It was something they were saying, but he's trying to get as many chances as he can with some high picks. And again, with that second round pick, we now have 4 picks in the top 100 for the draft. We don't know if they're going to try to package any kind of deal to try to move up. The New York Giants are currently holding the 4th overall pick. I don't think that's going to be the deal by the end of the season. I still think we win a few games down the stretch, and it's probably going to knock us out of that top 5. I can definitely see us picking in the top 10. But again, if something spectacular happens, I'm all for it. I'm not the type to just, hand in a season, especially when you got so much season left. I can't do it. But again, my expectations right now are I'm trying to read through the tea leaves of what Joe Schoen is trying to do. And to me, when you give up Leonard Williams, even though you got a nice pick for him, you're telling me you're thinking more about 2024 than you are about 2023. And right now, I can't blame the GM for thinking like that. As a GM, you get paid for sustained success, and the best way to sustain success is to keep building this team and building this roster out the way you see fit. And with getting a second round pick for Leonard Williams, you're doing exactly that. So I applaud Joe Schoen for that move that he made. Probably could have made some more moves, but who knows what happens. Maybe the price was too high for Adoree Jackson. He felt like, what, I'd rather keep this guy than sell him for pennies. But it is what it is. So we'll see what happens with that. But again, this was just a video, my reaction to the Leonard Williams move and not making any other moves outside of that, and what it could possibly mean for the season and for the future of the New York Giants. And how do we try to replace Leonard Williams, for the right now. But I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.